Are you required to keep detailed notes of what you do with your clients?
Yes.
Right, and obviously you're not regulated in the same way, but you do have a governing body for what you do, don't you?
Yeah, so I still have consent forms, I still have questions that we go through. There's still a process of discussing. You know, I ask my clients, you know, what are their health conditions. We talk about are they happy to be touched. The consent that I work with is constant, as is everybody, and I get that. So there's the informed consent of what we're agreeing to within the session, and where, you know, the type of massage we're going to use, the different techniques we're going to use. And
but
I check in.
It's an ongoing process.
I check in constantly because of the type of work it is. So it's constantly, and at any point they can say pause or whatever we agreed to, and it's very, very tight. And I think, again, I'm really hot on that because I've been in the world of kink and BDSM, you know, safe words and that kind of energy I'm used to. So I'm really, you know, that's something I think, and I've done there's an amazing lady called Betty Martin who has something called the consent wheel, and she talks about if we're giving or receiving or taking or allowing.
Right.
So are we, you know, if I'm touching someone and I'm massaging them, am I giving or am I taking?
Right.
Am I taking that experience from them, or am I giving it to them? And if I'm receiving it, am I allowing it or receiving it? So it's this whole kind of, and it's an amazing concept. She has this whole wheel, and then she's got a book out as well called Giving and Receiving. And I learned a lot from that because it's a perception. A lot of the stuff of consent is our perception in a moment in time, and it is ever evolving. And as much as we can write stuff down on paper, we're still dealing with human beings.
Yeah. You know, in our case, if we go anywhere near intimate areas, we've got very strict rules about how we get consent and what counts as valid, because it's not a normal thing for us to do, obviously, unless there are specific problems. But I think, you know, it would be okay for us to be asking these questions with a view to saying, well, if you've got these emotional, psychological issues, we need to find a way to solve the problem. And that might be you, it might be some other practitioner of a similar nature.